not smooth. It's not mature devotional service. It's beginning stage devotional service. Devotional service in practice. And then once we reach the level of perfection, then we can reach the stage of spontaneous devotional service, and that's going to be the subject of the next chapter. I've been waiting for this for a long time, building up to it, so that everybody has the proper concepts before we go into spontaneous devotional service. So, does anybody have any questions?
All quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah. Nobody online has questions either?
Well, remember, it's a little delayed. So
Oh, really?
Like 5 seconds or 10.
Oh, I see.
So by the time they hear and then when they type and all that stuff.
Okay.
But no, not so far.
You had a question about Ishopanishad.
Yeah.
Ishopanishad.
Ishopanishad and the root of the question was about Ishopanishad and the root of the word Ishopanishad and it being the first Upanishad and how it all works that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you might not see the meaning of first when you look up the word Isha. Isha generally means master or leader or like that. But who is the master? He's the first. He's number one. Numero uno.
Adi Purusha.
El jefe. The boss. See? So also, Srila Prabhupada says that of the 108 Upanishads written or compiled by Vyasadeva, there are 11 of them that are most important. And of those 11, the Ishopanishad is the greatest. And the Ishopanishad is also the first Upanishad that one reads. Because it's the leader, Ishopanishad. So it's the first. And also Lord Brahma, one of his names is Isha. And he's the first living entity. See? So there is a connotation of first, coming first. Well, why is that? Because Ishopanishad sets the context, sets the mood for all the rest of the Upanishads. And briefly, Ishopanishad establishes the ontological root of the Upanishads, the complete whole. Purna, in the very beginning in the invocation. And then the very first shloka, first mantra, Isha Vasyamidam Sarva. Everything belongs to the Lord. So, Ishopanishad is named because of this first mantra, beginning with Isha. But it's also because it's the first, and it sets the context. It's the leader. Prabhupada notes that someone asked Prabhupada, who is the speaker of Ishopanishad? And he said the speaker is the personified Vedas. We run into the personified Vedas again in the 10th canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And there's also a wonderful passage in Bhagavad-gītā where the personified Vedas have a discussion amongst themselves. It's really cool. Really, really amazing discussion. So the personified Vedas are the first authorities also in spiritual life. They are emanated from the breathing of Mahavishnu, Narayana. And they, of course, they contain all knowledge, all wisdom, and they're eternal also. So they're the first authorities in spiritual life, and so many things there are first. Right? And the other thing about Ishopanishad is that it talks about removing the glare of the Brahma Jyoti so that we can see the Lord's personal form. This is very significant. Because if this is the first Upanishad, if this is setting the context for the other Upanishads, then how could you interpret the Upanishads impersonally? See? So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur especially gives 9 principles of interpretation of difficult Sanskrit passages. He says that basically the preference is to use the direct dictionary meaning. But if the direct dictionary meaning doesn't give the a clear purport, if there's still some doubt, if there's still some confusion or some ambiguous meaning, that then one has to use these principles. And the very first principle is what is in the beginning. What is stated in the beginning. Generally, the beginning of any Sanskrit work, and especially the beginning of a series of Sanskrit works, is like a statement of the author's intention, sort of like the preface of a book. In the preface, usually the author talks about why I wrote this book, or what is the need for, what is the purpose of this book. So in the Upanishads, Ishopanishad comes first, and so the intention or the purpose of the Upanishads is precisely to move beyond the impersonal understanding to the personal form of the Lord. Therefore, Isha, again, is first. It has to be first. It has to mean the first, or have the connotation of first, because the Ishopanishad comes first and is the first thing to consider also in the interpretation of the other Upanishads. So in so many ways, Ishopanishad is first.
Also in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, like the first canto, the first few verses sets it as the context, as a commentary on Vedānta-sūtra also.
Beautiful example.
The same thing works.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes. We have a question from Swati. Please accept my humble obeisances. On the surface, there appears some inconsistencies that I'm not able to reconcile. Dwarka Lila is formal, but we chant Om Namo Bhagavate in the beginning and Hare Krishna later. Also, about the Swakya and Parkya rasa of
Svakya and Parikya.
Svakya and Parkya rasa of both Leelas, we seem to do the opposite. It is all part of the same question. Okay. So.
Well, when you first meet someone, you shake hands. Oh, this is so and so, and then A, this is B, or meet so and so, and then you shake hands, or maybe you bow. It's a little bit formal. But then after some discussion, after some association, after some pastimes, shared experiences, then maybe the relationship becomes a little more informal. You see? So, just like that, when we first begin our relationship with the Lord by devotional service, it's a little bit formal. And the rules and regulations are there to prevent us actually from making mistakes, to prevent us from making offenses. So in the beginning, the process of devotional service is a little bit formal and relies on rules and regulations. But after some time, when our interest in devotional service becomes more direct, more personal, then the platform of devotional service moves to the spontaneous level. And one becomes spontaneously attracted to devotional service. And this is a more intimate, more spontaneous form of friendship. So Dvarka Leela is generally the first exposure to pastimes of the Lord. Just like, for example, Ram Leela. Everybody in India knows Ram Leela. In fact, it's more popular or more well understood than Krishna Leela, precisely because of this issue. In Ram Leela, Ram is a great king. And so everyone's relationship with him, even his brothers, is more or less formal. It's more or less influenced by the environment of being a royal household. And he wasn't just a king, he was like the emperor of the whole world. I mean, he was very, very powerful. So those pastimes like Dvarka Leela, Ram Leela, and many other